What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Gonna talk about the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. Got a fight coming up this Saturday at T-Mobile Arena against Otto Wallin, the lineal heavyweight champion as he proclaims himself to be. Tyson Fury will be back in action in Las Vegas, Nevada, Mexican Independence Day. Now, it was hard to find some video or some fights for Otto Wallin, but I was able to get a fight that he fought in his career. A guy named David Gajishis he fought. And this guy had a true beer gut. You know what I mean by beer gut? I mean, I'm not talking about, you look at, oh man, Areola, he's got a beer gut. Andy Reeves, he got a beer gut. Now, none of those guys really got beer guts. They might be flabby, not in the greatest shape, but they don't have a beer gut. This guy had a true beer gut, David. This guy had a true beer gut. His stomach was hanging over his trunks, man. Absolutely ridiculous, man. This guy truly had got off the couch drinking a beer the night before and decided he wanted to fight and fight Otto Wallin, man. That's how they put that fight together, I guess. It was absolutely ridiculous what kind of shape this guy came into. But as far as the fight went, Otto Wallin in that fight, like I said, he's a southpaw, and he's got a pretty good straight left. He did a good job of going to the body, left hook to the body, right hook to the body. But like I said, he allowed himself to get tied up too much. Even this guy there, he should have got this guy out of there. I think he knocked him out in the, I think it was the second round. Second round, he got the guy out of there. Second or the third round, he got the guy out of there. I think it was the second, late in the second. But he allowed the guy to kind of tie him up, man. This guy, he should have got this guy out in the first round. If he was any kind of, guy in the top 25, top of fighter, he'd have got this guy in the first round. Didn't do it, but he did show that he's got, he can throw a straight left correctly, and he got a pretty good left hook to the body and right hook to the body, man. But it just, his competition level is so poor that it's hard to get a good read on what he can do. So you just kind of look at his skill set in that type of fight, even though his opponent was god-awful trash. People throw around trash too often when they talk about fighters. They try to call fighters that are on the top of the game trash, but this guy was truly trash. Guys shouldn't even been in the ring. They shouldn't even sanction that fight. It was absolutely ridiculous the type of shape this guy. Every time Otto Wallin hit him to the body, I'm talking about not even vicious body shot, just kind of touch him to the body. The guy was like the guy was bending over, the guy was moving his body to the right, trying to get away from the body shots. You could tell the guy didn't want no part of any body shot. And this was like the first body shots he took. It ain't like he just kind of warmed down in round 2, 3, and 4 with good body shots. In round 7 and 8, he like, nah, I don't want no more of this. I got to try to tie this guy up. I got to get away. It wasn't that. It was in the first round. This guy was touching him to the body, and this guy was acting like somebody had stabbed him in the stomach or something. It was absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous what this guy was. The guy he had to fight that night. And Otto Wallin did knock him out. And as far as the fight goes with Tyson Fury, it's just like, man, this guy's like, he fought, I'm not going to say he went from, I would make an analogy like a pitching in the baseball, in high school baseball, dominating high school battles in baseball, and going to the major leagues, and now he's got to pitch against, Jose Altuve, battles of that caliber. He's got to pitch against Alonso from the Mets. That's basically, it's not even that. It's worse than that. It's like you playing, freshman football in high school. You're not even on the varsity. You're on freshman, playing freshman football. And then after you beat somebody in the freshman football game, the next game you on the NFL roster, and you got to, battle against the New England Patriots. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're a cornerback on the freshman football team, and you just shut down the other team's freshman receiver. He ain't catching no catches. They tried to throw to him 6, 7 times, and you stopped all of them, picked off 3 passes. Now you go from there, and now you got to go to the NFL, and now you got to, they put you on cornerback position for the Detroit Lions, and you got to cover, OBJ. You know what I'm saying? Odell Beckham Jr. or somebody. And what's going to happen then? You're going to get burnt. You're going to get toasted in that game. You're not ready. It's one level high school freshman football level, and you're going to the NFL level. And that's what Otto Wallin doing with the opponents I seen him fight on this YouTube video to fighting Tyson Fury. It's going to be a complete jump in competition level, jump in talent level. It's going to be something. He's going to be a fish out of water. You talking about taking him out to the old boxing adage. I'm gonna take him out to the deep water and drown him. This boy's been in the baby pool. Otto Wallin, people he fought, he in the baby pool. Now he finna go out there where the sharks in shark infested waters and try to keep and hope to keep from drowning when he just been in the baby pool all his life. You know how that's gonna turn out. And that's what we're looking at with Otto Wallin, man. This is a complete jump in competition level, talent level, and it's just a whole nother level of fighting. So I don't, basically what I'm trying to say is Tyson Fury should knock this dude out inside 4 rounds, 4 or 5, 5 rounds at top. I'm looking for, I'll put it like this. I'm looking for Tyson Fury to knock this guy out in the 5th round. Either knockout or TKO. The fight shouldn't go past 5 rounds. Tyson Fury is the longer guy with the longer reach. He's got a good jab, good head movement. He's very awkward. He's he did show in the Tom Schwartz fight, even though Tom Schwartz is pretty much the same fight he fighting tomorrow night in Otto Wallin. Same type. Otto might be a little better, but that's not saying much. Because Tom Schwartz was god awful trash, and this guy here is god awful. God awful. I ain't gonna say god awful trash, but god awful. What you don't like? God awful. God awful spinach. Some of you don't like to eat. People don't like to eat vegetables. God awful trash. He god awful. He god awful spoiled milk. You know what I'm saying? He spoiled milk. This dude is god awful trash. This dude here is spoiled milk, man. Either one of them, you won't throw away spoiled milk just like you won't throw away the trash. So it's basically the same thing. Just really ain't no difference. Really ain't no difference. But this fight is a complete mismatch just on basis on who this guy that fought Otto Wallin. It ain't like Tyson Fury that fought the best competition in the world, but he has been in there with Deontay Wilder. He's been in there with Vladimir Klitschko. He's been in there with Derek Chisora, who's not the top echelon of fighters, but he's still to me, even back then, was at least top 15, top 20 fighter. He fought him. He fought USSS Cunningham, who was one of the best cruiserweights out there that moved up to heavyweight. So it wasn't like he was screwed, but he hasn't had the best competition, but still his competition is way better than Otto Wallin. So I'm looking for him to, let Otto Wallin come to him. Because Otto Wallin seems like he is the type of fighter who's trying to stalk his opponents, which he did in the David Jajici's fight. He'll try to stalk him down, and I think Tyson Fury will probably play around on the ropes with him early on, show off his defensive skills, his head movement, and try to be cute, land some punches, land some combinations, and then I think he'll get a little more serious as the fight goes on, as he'll want to close the show on Mexican Independence Day, because he's trying to appeal to a Mexican fan base who likes their fighters to come forward and put pressure on their fighters and throw damaging punches. I think he'll be trying to do that at a certain point in this fight, especially around round 3, 4. I think he'll step on the gas and get this dude up out of there, man. This dude is a fish out of water, man. This guy has no business on this level. The dudes he was fighting, he should have been going from that level to maybe fighting a David Allen or David Price, fighting those guys. Maybe you get through with those guys, then going to a Joseph Parker, Derek Chisora on that level and beat those guys, and then you can say you're ready for a Tyson Fury. But don't go from no David Jajici's to Tyson Fury. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's like going from, like I said, high school freshman football, playing there and dominating, and then going to the NFL and trying to, as a cornerback, having a good game there, getting 3 interceptions, deflecting 4 passes, and going from there as a cornerback and going to the NFL and trying to cover OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., and trying to cover him, saying you're going to shut him down. It ain't going to happen. He's going to have a field day on. It's just different levels to that. And he hasn't really been brought the right way. But I guess it's a big payday for him and his team. His opportunity couldn't pass up when top rank came a calling, and he's doing what he's got to do. But the fight is a glorified exhibition, glorified mismatch, however you want to use it. The fight will end whenever Tyson Fury decides he wants to end the fight, because it's just the skill level and talent level is a real big gap, and this guy just is not being into proper competition to get him ready for a fight of this magnitude. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. That's just my 2 cents on it. Tyson Fury should win this fight with ease, and let us set up a showdown with Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, a guy that's slated to fight Luis Ortiz November 23rd. But what Tyson Fury really got to worry about is these 2 fights that he fights is not really going to get him ready to fight Deontay Wilder. You're going from Tom Schwartz to Otto Wallin to Deontay Wilder. Now one of them guys got the power of Deontay Wilder. None of these guys got the athleticism of a Deontay Wilder. None of these fighters have the jab of a Deontay Wilder, which is very underrated. People don't give him credit for, and you know none of them got the right hand Deontay Wilder's got. So these fighters are not the fighters you need to be trying to fight to get you ready for Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, in the meantime, is fighting Luis King Kong Ortiz, a guy that can box like Fury. You know, he's not as awkward as Fury, but he's a guy that can box, good amateur pedigree from a school of boxing in Cuba. Guy can fight, only lost one time, and that was a Fight of the Year candidate to Deontay Wilder when he was knocked out in the 10th round. So that's the type of guy that can get Wilder gets through him and beats him more easy than he beat him in the first time. That's the guy that can give that fight can actually enhance Deontay Wilder's chances in a rematch against Fury. These two fights here is not going to enhance his chances or lessen his chances, in my opinion. His chances are just going to be the same they was if he would have fought these guys. If he would not have fought these guys. It's just these guys are nothing like Deontay Wilder. Skill level wise, talent level wise, or competition level wise, these guys are not on the level of a Deontay Wilder. So Tyson Fury, he said he couldn't get nobody to fight him. Everybody was running for cover, ducking him, and all these this, that, and the third, making excuses. But there's no way you should be fighting this guy, and then your next fight Deontay Wilder. You should have insisted Top Rank get you or give you a proper test. If you say if they got to go across the street, go to PBC and get somebody, and pay a little extra, pay a little bit more. That's the price that we got to pay to get us ready for this fight, because we trying to become the WBC heavyweight champion. And this ain't the road you need to take if you're trying to become the WBC heavyweight champion, especially if you're talking about fighting Deontay Wilder. So we'll see what happens, man. But Tyson Fury should knock this guy out in the 5th round, TKO, stoppage. Well, I'm just going to, it's TK, I think he'll drop him, and I think they'll either stop the fight or maybe he gets a knockout. I think, like I said, I don't see this fight going past 5 rounds. I'm just going to go and say knockout. Tyson Fury knocks out, not TKO. I'm going to put it all out there, which I ain't saying much in this fight, but Tyson Fury will knock out Otto Wallin in the 5th round. After he get through showboating and showing his defensive skills and being cute, he'll get serious, start coming toward Otto Wallin, hit him with some shots to back him up, take over the fight, hit him with a straight right, and maybe catch him with a check left hook and get the guy up out of there. Knock out Tyson Gypsy King Fury over Otto Wallin. And then we get ready to set up the Deontay Wilder rematch. And that's one of the fights I'm looking most forward to. Hopefully Deontay Wilder takes care of business against a much more seasoned and much more proven fighter in Luis Ortiz. And that fight can, hopefully he gets through that fight, which is going to be a good fight. Hopefully Deontay Wilder gets through that fight and gets through that fight with not too many nicks and bruises, because it's going to be a quick turnaround from November to February. But it is what it is. And hopefully, but with the right hand Wilder possesses, he can end that fight in the 1st round. He can end it in the 8th round. He can end it in the 12th round. It's just with him, man. You just never know. But it's going to land sooner or later. When it lands, it's lights out for his opponents. So if he take care of business, which he should with Luis Ortiz, that'll set up the matchup with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, February 22nd. And we'll see about the venue. Maybe T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Well, Fury's fighting tomorrow night. Or maybe they look to put that in a bigger venue. But we'll see what happens with that down the line. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I'll holla.